Now, talk to me a little bit about the camaraderie of the group. I mean, it's a little bit different than last year when you guys were pretty much a couple new pieces, but a lot of returning guys. As versus this year, you got that huge offensive line class coming in for freshmen, some transfers. What's maybe the difference from last year to this year as far as kind of getting everybody on the same page?
It's no different story, really. We had Bobby Haskins come in. We took him in, and we've made sure that he's gotten to know the plays, and we've bonded outside of football. And I think really Voorhees and Brett last year had a really good tight-knit connection with Jonah, Didi, Bobby, and I think that kind of showed everyone and themselves, myself, just how important the camaraderie is of the offensive line. And we noticed the difference when one of us would switch positions, and if it was better communication, not as good communication, and we've talked through that. So just learning from the past.
Didi said there was a point maybe a couple weeks into the summer where the group text thread started kind of picking up, and you guys kind of came together as a little bit of a breakthrough. Did you sense that as well? And when that breakthrough happens, what kind of changes amongst the group with a bunch of new guys?
Yeah, it's just like you go in a room and we all sat down one time, and it's just like kind of quiet, and then next week we go in the room and it's loud, and I come in there and dudes are playing around or laughing, and right before we watch film together by ourselves, which we chose to do, non-mandatory things, I think is what made it easier for us to bond. Just we spend time with each other doing non-mandatory things, and just really bonding of learning things, learning new plays, learning different situations, and then off the field was a huge thing as well.
What about you? What's been the biggest difference for you from last year to this year? Where have you grown the most?
That's a good question. Well, yeah, I think all around. I've never played offensive line in high school. I played when I was 4 or 5 years old. I was the biggest kid on the team. When I always had to lose weight, growing up and now I have to gain weight. So I think just really almost becoming like a pro, how I eat. After the season, I've gained 25 pounds. So last season I was not where I wanted to be, too light, around the 280s area. I'm in the 305s and above. So just really growing all around. My technique, my approach to the game, having control, my physique, knowing different approaches to the game, knowing how to treat each other. As far as, on this type of play, how do I treat this tackle that plays next to me rather than the next tackle coming in next to me. So it all goes back to the bonding, really.
And you say you gained 25 pounds. What's the biggest difference on the field for you with that extra weight? What can you do different maybe now that you're a little bit heavier?
I would just say the explosiveness and being able to anchor. But I've had some good mentors growing up. My dad. I've grown up with a lot of good players that have come from Hawaii. So they've all told me stories about dudes gaining weight too quick and weight that they cannot handle, and then they would get injured. Weight where they gain too much and they can't move, or they're too light and they're getting blown back. So it's really just finding the perfect spot where I can move, I can explode. Getting all that weight is nothing really to me. I think it's really beneficial, and that 25 pounds was muscle, so I'm definitely going to put it to use.
And you feel like that you're kind of in that right spot now, that good spot as far as at 305 area?
I think there's always more to go, always. As a football player, you're taught to never be satisfied, never be content. So is this a good spot right now for what I am right now? Yes. Could I do more? Can I be better? Can I get my body fat down? Yes, of course. So it's just really the whole approach to the game. So I think right now for the season, I think I'm where I need to be to compete.
You last season, you get your first true game experience. Getting in there pretty consistently in some of those games. How did that help you, and what do you build on from that, seeing what you were able to do versus seeing what you still need to improve on?
Yeah, I look back on the film now, and as a player, you're always trying to get better, as I said. And when I looked at it, just 2 weeks later, I was just like, why am I doing that? It's just some things where I just need to learn how to control. I've told you this before. I played defensive line in high school, so really everything offensive line is technique. I really didn't get any true reps until 2021, really. So the first 2 to 3 years were a battle for me, going through some stuff, and I'm glad that I was able to push through. I was always taught by my dad that only the strongest survive. So I was just pushing through it, and that game really just taught me how much mental it is. I played quarterback growing up, and it just like reversed. Like I went to O-line, I went to D-line, I went to linebacker, and then I went right back to just D-line, O-line. So really, my dad put me in those positions where I can just see the whole field. And I played for a really good coach in high school, Coach Catley. He just retired. He's a really smart guy. So just knowing like different situations, like I thought I had it down. I thought, I've always been, kind of smart in football, but just knowing that there's different situations where multiple things can happen is just preparing myself mentally.
You talk about those first couple of years where you're battling to get through it. What were some of those struggles, and how were you able to get through it? Was it just listening to the advice from your dad, or was there something else you kind of able to draw on?
Yeah, it was really just a lot of frustration, a couple of injuries. I've stepped onto campus early, graduated high school. Coming out from a tight brotherhood from high school, and I come here and it's a whole different atmosphere. Different coach, and I'm a freshman, and I don't know how to pass that. I don't know what a mic declaration is, and so I got there first day, and I'm frustrated because I've never been in that situation before. I've always known what to do. I'm used to helping guys out learn the plays. I'm used to when I play quarterback, making audibles and making the defensive call as a linebacker. So it was just really a frustrating moment to not perform where I wanted to athletically, and mentally. It was just all around frustration.
How did you feel like you caught up? What was the key for you trying to catch up, being behind everybody else in that regard?
Yeah, I think you were there for one of the interviews before the Tulane bowl game, but I was way too light coming in, so I really had to learn how to eat like an offensive lineman. When we would go out as an offensive line, I'd be the last one eating, and my plate's not done yet. And I'm still eating like a defensive lineman, So I was learning how to be like that, learning how to have really good technique, learning how to train with my body. Benny Wilder's really helped with that. He's taught me a lot of things, and really just each other. Didic took me in. We have a little, I'm not going to sing it, don't ask for it, but we have like a little song, and it's in Samoan, and I'm not saying one word in it, but
You're just going to tease us like that?
No, just because I'm not going to say it in front of the camera, but it's just he took me in under his wing, and he taught me a lot of things. He taught me what it is to be offensive lineman. He took me in with everybody. A lot of people don't know this, but Brett Nealon really taught me a lot. He's a really smart dude, and I've told people earlier, I've played this game since I was 4 years old, and I've never been in a situation where I'm like respecting the dudes in front of me. Brett Voorhees, DD, really good players, and I took that as a plus for me to be behind them. So when I went into the Arizona State game, it was about earning the respect from them and earning the respect that I know how to play the position, and I won't let them down. So mentally, Brett took me in, and really leaning on Didi for everything else. Jonah has been great. He's always took me under his wing as well, and we've learned from each other, and we've been talking about ball a lot lately, and after Brett leaving, now it's just picking at Didi's brain. So Didi's got a lot under his belt, so just one little thing is shooting away at him. So he's got a lot of pressure on him from all of us.
So Travis Dye occupied a pretty special leadership position on the team last year. You guys had team captains, you had good leaders, but it seeed like the consensus was Travis was just kind of in a special place with his ability to relate to the whole team. How close is Didic to being that guy as you see him interact with the team and maybe lead more than just the offensive line guys?
I think he was in that position last year. He was a captain last year, if I'm correct. He's a well-focused guy in the weight room, on the field, and he knows how to connect with the team as well. I think Travis Dye was just a salty veteran, and he knew what to do, and he knew how to talk to people. So overall, Travis Dye is just a really good dude. And so is Didic. So they both know how to connect to people on and off the field, and I think that helps.
And then Coach Henson talked about a big emphasis on the hands. He said if there's a place you guys could get better as a group from last year's film, it was the hands. Just talk about what that means for you from your position and just where you get better and how you get better.
Yeah, for me, I think it's opposite. I grew up either wanted to be a boxer or a football player. And once I got too big, I told my dad, I think it's going to be football. And really just boxing was different. A lot of conditioning. I was used to the dieting. I was always the biggest player. I always had to lose 20, 30 pounds, and now I had to gain 20, 30 pounds come here. So I'm really comfortable using my hands. I think I use them too much. I've actually never fought southpaw before. So growing up in Hawaii, there's a lot of martial arts growing up there. So wrestling, UFC fighting, boxing. So I'm comfortable using my hands. I think I use them too much. I think they're great. Can they be better? Of course, everybody can be better with their job. Every football player. So yeah.